this past Sunday was Adolf Hitler's birthday. I know, I forgot again. Bugger it. I had all the candles and the cakes and the uniforms ready. Oh, well, next year. It was also, being April 20th, 420, when a lot of the losers, and I'm sorry, the parasites, those who don't contribute very much, they get together to bathe in self-indulgence. Stoners across this great country gathered for smoke-ups yesterday, and we sent our very own David Menzies to the Ganja gathering in Tirana.
How are you?
Good. What brings you out to 420 Day today?
Our national holiday. Everybody has Easter's their national holiday. For pot seed, today, 420, national holiday.
Now, this is a very interesting apparatus you got here. Can you tell me about it?
What it is it's a dab station. You heat this up, and you take your dabber, grab a little bit of oil when this is heated, and you take a dab. You suck through here, and a little dab will do.
And what does that little dab do for you, sir?
It's just a heavier concentrate of THC, so I just get my medicine a little faster.
Oh, okay. This is for medicinal reasons you take marijuana?
Yes.
A lot of people taking it for
medicinal.
Okay.
Yeah, of course it is. Harmless, a total idiot, but harmless. More from the Menzoid later. Was I surprised by this pot party? My golly, you could have knocked me down with a copy of Noam Chomsky for Dummies. Thing is, Edmonton made the largest drug bust in the city's history last week. Here's Staff Sergeant Carlos Cardosa explaining the value of the seized drugs.
1,290,000. And that's at the pound level. If we were to reduce this down to the gram level, which most of it would probably be sold at, the marijuana alone would probably be worth 2.2 million.
Now, with that kind of money involved, if you think legalization will stop the drugs trade, I mean, well, you're high. More worrying is that the police are not stopping these gatherings or arresting people who break the drug law. Look, there are worse crimes, but it still is a crime. Although Liberal leader Justin Trudeau wants to change all of that.
I see my friend waving a sign about decriminalizing cannabis. I'll take that as a question. I'm actually not in favor of decriminalizing cannabis. I'm in favor of legalizing it, tax and regulate. It's one of the only ways to keep it out of the hands of our kids, because the current war on drugs, the current model is not working. We have to use evidence and science to make sure that we're moving forward on that.
Living genius. Now, Justin Trudeau isn't the only politician, though, pushing legal pot. Matt Menard, running for mayor of Toronto and the organizer of yesterday's rally, wants to legalize weed, and it doesn't stop there.
What did you think of Justin Trudeau last year coming out in favor of legalizing marijuana in Canada if he becomes Prime Minister?
I think it's amazing that Justin Trudeau's done that. That's why I have a full campaign platform, whether it's the legalization of prostitution, whether it's the junk food sales tax, no to Billy Bishop Airport, making Toronto greener through more Toronto urban gardens. So I have the payment plan right here today. I have another payment plan called the junk food sales tax too.
Oh, so you want to tax junk food and I guess tax legal marijuana sales?
Yeah, and brothels.
Simpsons character, you know exactly which one I mean. Now, maybe Justin could recruit Mr. Menard to run for the Liberal Party. Putting the legal aspects of the cannabis legalization argument aside for a moment, it should be entirely obvious, even to someone who is stoned, that inhaling smoke into the lungs is likely to have a carcinogenic effect. Indeed, the medical community is now suggesting that cannabis is not less, but perhaps more likely, even twice as likely, to lead to lung cancer than tobacco. Yeah. Beyond the lungs, there is now increasing evidence of other organs being damaged by cannabis. That regular use massively increases the chance of psychotic episodes and mental instability among those with an existing proclivity. That's now universally accepted, you know, within the scientific research community. Also, increasingly recognized is the social and educational indifference, laziness, and underachievement of young people who are frequent users, widely reported by teachers and university professors. Medics also point to cases of short-term memory loss, decreased sexual potency, confusion, poor judgment, numerous other problems. My God, it could be me. Hardly fun and hardly healthy. But we're told over and over again, it's natural. Well, yeah, it is, just as are viruses, diseases, and for that matter, tobacco. There are even solid questions around how efficient medical marijuana is. I mean, when the chemicals are replicated in pill form, There's actually limited success. It seems to be the immediate high that attracts and eases sufferers rather than any other influence of the drug. Then there is a question of why people would want to abandon the reality of life and smoke themselves into escapism and hallucination, and why they feel so, well, inadequate, so unfulfilled, so empty. That is a social malaise which significantly occurs in overly materialistic societies and is almost unheard of in harder working, poorer cultures. We need to be acutely aware of the class and social politics around all of this. Look, tobacco is perceived as being more of a working class, blue-collar addiction, whereas cannabis is a chosen drug, hello Justin, of the middle classes. We've all met the boring business guy who groans on about how he relaxes with a joint, just as other people relax with a beer or a scotch. So while the medical, political and media world opposes cigarettes, fine, I agree with that, it's reluctant to condemn cannabis for fear of being seen as old-fashioned and frightened of change. So make silly jokes about munchies, pompously explain why you smoke up with your kids, because that's the mature thing to do, and even be self-righteous about the drug war. But don't complain when cancer eats away at your body and the children become little morons. Remember, it's harmless and it's cool. Oh, I know, I'll be inundated right now, I promise you, with emails telling me I'm stupid, I'm evil. Sorry guys, but if you care, if you really care about right and wrong, you'll become angry about poverty and racism and war, not getting high and listening to old Pink Floyd albums. As for 420 and those people, you just don't matter. But I suppose you do make life just a little more amusing, I suppose.
Joanne, were you pleased to hear that Justin Trudeau is in favor of legalizing marijuana?
Yeah, I'm absolutely happy to hear that. I hope he goes through with it. You know, like, his mother was a smoker. We all know Maggie liked to run with the crowds.
So Sunday was 420 when every sad loser who smokes pot gathered to moan about being oppressed. The mighty David Menzies went along to evince empathy and sensitivity and find out what high times are all about. Did you interview any normal people?
No. By the way, far out monologue, man.
Thank you.
But Michael, what is it? How did we get to this point in the world in which people are declaring war on the big gulp in New York City, the soda, and rolling out the red carpet for the wacky tobacco in Colorado? I mean, don't you see something really perverse here?
Well, I mean, our oldest son is doing his PhD in Colorado. I don't really think it matters that much. I mean, I don't care. I'm fairly libertarian. I don't really care that much about the law around cannabis. What I care about are these people thinking they're oppressed and campaigning, and I think they're largely harmless. But I want to talk to you about this because there was talk about giving it to kids, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was somebody that had it was a family-friendly kind of focus.
Really?
But, well, he was a little ambivalent when
All right. Let's see a clip if we have one, please.
We're a family-oriented group, aunts, uncles, grandparents. It's long, you know, it's about a family or a community. Where we do understand that, you know, a lot of children can benefit from this medicine.
There's countless people and children with MS and different types of leukemia who have been totally reversed through the process of the hemp oil.
And my dealers in.
I'm a husband, a father, and I can be a good husband and a good father and live a productive life because of cannabis and marijuana.
I don't know if I want any of those people raising my kid.
Oh, hey, man, the family that jokes together, tokes together. Come on, get with it. Don't be such an English old square, man.
And, of course, a boy, Justin, the shiny pony, was also mentioned because there was universal support here for the Liberal Party. Another clip, please.
What did you think of Justin Trudeau's pronouncement last year saying he would legalize it?
It's a great stance for the Liberals to take, and he'll be our next Prime Minister.
Justin Trudeau has your vote, sir?
Absolutely. I'll stand behind that policy.
Were you pleased to hear that Justin Trudeau is all about legalizing marijuana?
Looking great, guys. You look fantastic out there. No
Is that enough to get your vote?
tolerated in the square today. No violence.
What did you think of Justin Trudeau's announcement last year saying he would actually legalize it in Canada?
I'm encouraged by that. You know, we'll see. The Liberals,
Yeah, exactly. You see, we think Justin's a fool, and he is a bit of a fool, but maybe he knows how to win elections, because whilst this is a minor issue, people are going to vote for him because of it.
Well, Michael, this is a serious issue when a prime minister in waiting says he's going to legalize marijuana. But let me ask you this. Have we seen even a razor-thin white paper on what the logistics are when it comes to making marijuana legal? Who would be distributing it? Who would be selling it? Well,
middle class.
What is the tax rate going to be like? And by the way, is the tax rate threshold going to be so high that a whole contraband marijuana industry, just like in tobacco, which you can buy for $15 a case on a native reserve versus $80 at a variety store, exists? None of this talk has happened.
That's a very good point, because same with prostitution in the Netherlands. There's the legal part of prostitution. You go a couple of blocks, there's the illegal. Because people don't want to be checked by the government. They don't want to pay taxes. And if you do legalize it, there'll just be an alternative drug market.
Yeah, and Michael, I think you said it well in your monologue. What are the downsides? I mean, everyone is smoking, evidently, for a medicinal issue. It's always soft tissue injuries that you can't verify.
I hurt my elbow. David, as always, that was excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
I was just warming up, and we're already out of time.
We are.